From a player who unexpectedly rose to NBA stardom, to a man who signed a shoe deal worth $1 billion. These are the biggest shoe deals in NBA history.
Nike is cool. Adidas must be amazing.
Yeah.
Swag!
Let's start things off with Russell Westbrook, coming in at number 10.
Will I ever out triple-double Mr. Westbrook?
Why not?
Westbrook is one of the most polarizing players in the NBA. He plays with a fierce attitude and an arrogance that draws an unparalleled type of attention to him. When he's playing well, he's one of the league's most loved superstars. But when he isn't playing well, his fans are hypercritical of him. Russ doesn't hide. He's unapologetically himself, on and off the floor. He expresses his individuality through fashion. Love it or hate it, Westbrook is one of the most flamboyantly dressed athletes on the planet. After winning the league MVP in 2017, Air Jordan signed him to a massive 10-year shoe contract extension worth $110 million. The contract pays him approximately $11 million per year. At the time of the agreement, it made Westbrook Air Jordan's highest-paid athlete outside of MJ himself. His signature line, "Jordan, why not zero," is responsible for some of Jordan Brand's most chic new designs.
Why not?
Next, we have Giannis Antetokounmpo, also known as the Greek Freak. You see, Giannis' love for basketball began at a young age.
What is your goal for your career?
I want to be NBA player.
Growing up in a family with 5 siblings, they also struggled financially. As a result, they couldn't afford to buy multiple pairs of sneakers. So Giannis and his brother had to share a single pair of basketball shoes, taking turns wearing them to practices and games. Despite the challenges, Giannis remained committed to basketball, practicing tirelessly and playing whenever and wherever he could. But during his rookie year, the Greek Freak received an offer from the company that made his favorite pair of kicks, Nike. In a statement, he said, "Nike was the only company that took a chance on me. There were other companies that did not care to sign me. I wasn't on the list. But people from Nike came in and said, we're gonna get that guy. We're gonna take care of him and his family." And that meant a lot. Giannis has developed into one of the greatest stars in NBA history. And yet, he's still one of the most down-to-earth and humble people you'll ever meet. In 2017, Nike offered the Greek Freak his own signature shoe line, which made him the first international basketball player to have a Nike signature shoe. As part of this new deal, Giannis' contract was upgraded to $10 million per season. That gives him the 9th biggest shoe deal in NBA history. But you know what they say, when you're as good as Giannis, you're worth every penny. At number 8, let's not forget about Wade. The man who made Flash a household name and could make a basketball move like a dance move. Even though he may have retired from the NBA, his sneaker game is still going strong. Wade has had quite the journey when it comes to his footwear. He started off with Converse, which is cool, but then he switched to Air Jordan. And let's be honest, if you're wearing Air Jordans, you're automatically a cool kid in school. But then, he decided to take a leap of faith and signed a shoe deal with a Chinese apparel company called Li Ning. Now, some may say that's a risky move, but not Wade. He knew what he was doing, and boy, did it pay off. His Way of Wade line is one of the best performing sneaker lines out there. And I'm not just talking about in the basketball world. I'm talking about worldwide, baby. Wade's shoe contract currently earns him $12 million each year. He even scored himself a lifetime contract extension in 2018. Coming in next at number 7 is Zion Williamson, the high-flying forward who soared his way to fame thanks to his spectacular dunks that made him the most hyped-up dunker since Vince Carter. I mean, this guy can jump so high, he probably has to duck to avoid hitting his head on the basketball rim. And just when you thought Zion couldn't get any cooler, he signed a 5-year deal worth a whopping $75 million with Air Jordan. He's now Air Jordan's highest paid athlete, and he's setting records left and right. In fact, he's got the biggest shoe contract a rookie has ever signed in NBA history on a per-year basis. Take that, haters. In a statement, he said, "I feel incredibly blessed to be a part of the Jordan brand family." And who wouldn't feel blessed? I mean, he's got his own line of sneakers, he's rubbing elbows with MJ himself, and he's got more money than he knows what to do with. The next player on our list is James Harden, also known as the Beard. This dude signed a 13-year, $200 million shoe extension. That's enough money to buy a lifetime supply of razors to keep that beard in check. But let's be real, the Beard has a style all of his own. He's got swag on and off the court,
Swag.
making him one of the most recognizable faces in the NBA. And speaking of that beard, we're dying to know his secret. Is it some kind of super potion? Does he use beard oil made from unicorn tears? Whatever it is, we want in on it. All we know is that James Harden is living the life we all dream of, making millions from shoes and growing a beard that could even make Gandalf jealous.
You still here?
At number 5 is the one and only Kobe Bryant, who may have passed on to the great basketball court in the sky, but his bank account is still thriving. You see, Kobe was so ballin' that even his shoe deal with Nike was raking in $16 million per season before he left us mere mortals behind. And get this, his contract was still going strong even after he left us, extending all the way into 2021. Talk about being a trailblazer in the sneaker game. After the expiration of Bryant's shoe deal, his wife Vanessa proudly announced an extension on his behalf. Nike is donating 100% of the net proceeds yearly for Giannis shoes to our Mamba and Mambacita Sports Foundation. Damn, not only is the money going to a good cause, but they're also the most worn shoes by NBA players in the game. That's right, this man's shoes are like a performance enhancer for all those players out there. It's like the shoes are sprinkled with magical basketball fairy dust or something. So, if you're looking for a new pair of basketball sneakers, you should probably get yourself a pair of Kobe's. Oh boy, where do I even start with this one? Let's just say that when it comes to shooting, there's one name that comes to mind: Chef Steph Curry. I'm talking about the greatest shooter in basketball history. This guy's been cooking up some serious endorsement deals with Under Armour lately. And let's just say, he's looking pretty saucy out there. He's like a gourmet chef on the court, making it rain three-pointers like they're pieces of confetti at a parade. But let's not forget where he came from. This baby-faced underdog from a mid-major school had to work his way up to the top. He's like the little engine that could, if that engine could shoot hoops and break records left and right. And now, he's the poster boy for perfection in the NBA. In fact, he's so good that he ditched Nike for a $20 million per year deal with Under Armour that runs through 2024. Yeah, you read that right. $20 million per year. And here's the kicker. Rumor has it he's expected to sign a lifetime deal worth $1 billion when this contract is up. $1 billion with a B. Let that sink in for a second. That's enough money to buy a fleet of yachts, a private jet, and a solid gold basketball. And all because he's just that darn good at shooting hoops. Holding down the number 3 spot is a man who's made some major moves both on and off the court. I'm talking about Kevin Durant, the player you either love or love to hate. But regardless of which side of the fence you're on, there's no denying that this guy knows how to put himself in situations to be extremely successful. I mean, just look at his deal with Nike. In 2014, he signed a 10-year contract worth a staggering $300 million. And if you thought that was impressive, he's also released 13 signature sneakers under the KD label. But here's the best part. His shoes are both fashionable and affordable. That's right, you don't have to break the bank to rock a pair of KDs. They cater to a wide range of demographics, from sneakerheads to fashionistas to people who just need a good pair of shoes to walk around in. It's no wonder his shoes are some of the most popular on the market. And listen to this clause in his deal. When he retires, he's guaranteed a cool $50 million, whether or not he's still under Nike's label. This guy's set for life. I don't know about you, but if I was KD, I'd retire tomorrow and spend the rest of my days lounging on a beach somewhere. If you thought LeBron James was just the king of the court, think again. This guy has some serious endorsement game too. In fact, King James is raking in a cool $32 million a year from Nike. But get this, Reebok offered him a whopping $110 million over 10 years before he played his first NBA game. 10 years, people! That's longer than some marriages last. But did LeBron take the bait? Nope. He was only 18 at the time, and he went ahead and signed a 7-year, $87 million contract with Nike instead. Talk about a smart investment. And that was just the beginning. LeBron has since extended and signed a lifetime deal with Nike.
I entered into a lifetime partnership with Nike.
And get ready for this. It's worth over $1 billion in total. So let's just say, when it comes to endorsement deals, LeBron James isn't doing too badly for himself. Well, we've arrived at the pinnacle of the sneaker game. Last, but definitely not least, is the father of all Nike sub-brands, the king of cool kicks, the one and only Michael Air Jordan. This man needs no introduction, but I'm gonna give him one anyway, because that's what I'm here for. Did you know that Michael Jordan still receives a whopping 5% royalty on every single pair of Jordan sneakers sold? That means every time someone rocks a pair of Jordans, MJ gets a cut of the profits. And just how much does that add up to, you ask? Well, in the year 2021, Air Jordan reported a mind-boggling $4.7 billion in revenue, meaning MJ earned $235 million off Air Jordan in 2021 alone. It's no surprise when you consider that the brand has been a staple in the fashion world for over 3 decades, and people can't get enough of those iconic kicks. In fact, a particular pair of sneakers that Jordan wore in 1985 that had a modified sole for extra protection when he was out with injury went to auction. And you would never guess how much someone paid for them. You ready? $1,012,500 for a pair of sneakers. It was the most expensive pair of Air Jordan sneakers ever sold. And if you thought that was impressive, hold on to your socks, because Michael Jordan is not just the highest earning NBA player, he's actually the wealthiest athlete to ever play any sport. Forbes reported his net worth at a staggering $1.6 billion. The world of NBA shoe deals is no joke. These players are making millions, not just from their talents on the court, but also from their iconic collaborations with top sneaker brands. And as for me, I'll just stick to my beat-up old Converse and watch these ballers do their thing from the comfort of my couch. And I'll probably be scratching my head while I watch the players in the video up on your screen right now, because their free throw rituals are so weird they will blow your mind.